Welcome everybody to Drew's Paranormal Vlog and also Bold and Bonkers Network. Tonight we have the privilege of talking to Moxley Paranormal. Can't believe that Moxley's actually took the seat tonight, guys, after last week with Amy and Louise. Shadowhunters UK. We'll give everybody in chat a quick shout out because there's quite a few in tonight. We'll go right to the top. Welcome, Shadowhunters UK. Awesome last week. Honestly, loved every minute of it. Welcome, Panjack. Welcome, Thinking of Others. Who's that girl, Drew's Paranormal Vlog? She's always in. Hello, anyway. Welcome, Gaina. Welcome, Shiani Lee. Welcome, everybody. Oh, welcome, Dopey Socks. Welcome, everybody. Would you like to say hello to our amazing Moxley? You have grew so quick, Moxley. Honestly, I watched you a while ago, and I remember watching you way back, and the same as Amy. And then I went to YouTube, and I forgot all about all the teams on Facebook and different things. So it's great to see you all on YouTube and doing really well.
Yeah, we've got a good community going on at the minute, so hopefully it'll keep growing. I'm just looking at the chat now, and I recognise a few names. Gainer. Whoa, Shadowhunters is in.
Yeah.
Thinking of Others, Shiana. Is that right? Shiana Lee?
Yeah, Shiana Lee Eves one. Welcome, everybody. I hope you're going to enjoy the live. Tonight we're going to talk to Moxley about how we get into this crazy situation, I always say. It's one of the things that it's either your passion and you love it, or something scary's really happened and you just need to know.
Oh, it's a mix of things on this one.
So we'll start off then I think we'll start off with the usual questions. So, Moxley, how did you get into paranormal?
I actually started off actual paranormal, or just like when I first started the YouTube.
Well, paranormal to start with, then I can ask if you have any gifts or anything. Because a lot of people see spirits as kids, so a lot of that starts way back then.
Yeah,
so it's curious to see how they started.
When I was a kid, I actually used to see my grandma when she'd passed. And I only ever seen her when my granddad used to come and stay.
Right.
It was like she was following him. And I used to always say, when my Gran's on the bed, I was only 5, 6 at the time. And I always wondered, why is it freaking you out so much? And it says you grow up and you get to realise. Then when my granddad passed,
right,
I used to get a lot of visions, in my sleep.
Right.
He used to come to me. So if I was having a bad day or a bad week or whatever, he used to come and we used to talk in the sleep. And the wife used to say in the morning, you were talking to your granddad last night again. So that used to happen a lot. Then
That's
we moved.
Good.
Me and the wife, we got our first house together. The first night we moved in, I thought, because I was I was on edge. I was like a skeptic, not a believer. You know, I was in the middle, let's say.
Okay.
And moved in, put everything in, and we slept on the living room floor just because we couldn't be bothered making the bed, building the bed.
As you do.
First night in the house, it's like, forget that.
Yep.
So but where the living room is, had the cellar stairs next to where we put the mattress. And she said, I can hear somebody running up and down the stairs. I said, no. I said, it's an older house. It was built early 1900s, should I say. When it could be mice. I went, we'll contact the landlord tomorrow. I went, I'll go check it out and we'll contact the landlord because you might have to get somebody in. From that day on, everything just went downhill with the place. We were hearing noises, doors slamming upstairs. We were hearing voices. We actually had to get a medium in and a couple other people in the end. Yeah, because it got really bad to the point where the kids would be in bed. We'd be sat downstairs, and one night we heard a load of screaming, the kids. So we run up. As we were running up, we could hear the static TV playing in the background, but dead loud, like screaming coming through it. It was weird. It was really weird. And as we went to run in the room, the kids tried running out the room. And as I went in, the TV went off. So I thought, well, that's a bit strange. So I went to turn it on, wouldn't turn on. And as the wife, she turned around, she went, hang on, that telly's not even plugged in. And it wasn't plugged in.
Wow.
And I can swear down on my life, we had to get people in to sort this out because we were
Right.
hearing stuff all the time to the point
Mhm.
you'd be laying in the bath at night. And I don't know if you've got the electric meters where you have to put the card in.
Yeah.
But you're talking what, 14 years ago this now, so long
Yeah.
time ago. And there's always a cut-off time. So after 9 o'clock, the electric can't go out till the morning if
That's
you
right.
out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So it was about 9:30, and something told me the electric's going to go out. I thought, no, it can't do. And something just kept saying it in my head, it's going to go out. Next thing, the electric went out. So I've got up out the bath. Oh, bloody hell, run downstairs, run to the cellar where the electric box is.
Mhm.
Went to put the fob in. And before I got to it, it all come back on. But there was just an uneasy feeling down there. But we
Somebody
later,
wants you down.
found out there's actually a portal on the stairs. When
Wow.
we had these mediums and that coming around, they said there's a portal on the stairs. They went, what the kids are hearing upstairs is a child spirit, and it's attaching itself to Mandy, my wife.
Right.
He said, I can see him. I can see her now. She's actually stood with her. And Mandy, she's like, I've got a cold feeling on my side. You went, yeah. You went, she stood there and she's trying to apologise. She's crying because she didn't mean
Oh.
to scare you. She went, but downstairs. You went, there's a portal. You went, and some really, really negative stuff's coming through.
Right.
Because previous to that, the wife, she was in the house on her own. She got,
Mhm.
she weren't too sure if she fell or got pushed.
Right.
She's got a scar on her leg, but she went all the way down. She went, it felt like a push, but she was like, I can't be 100% sure.
Right. Mhm. She probably
But it
just
was good
doesn't want
weather.
to admit that it was a push because a lot of the time you
Yeah,
don't want to
yeah.
say that
So
was definitely a push.
that's
So
where it
you're
all
affecting
began
the
for me.
kids and things. Was it
Yeah,
affecting
because
the kids?
we were getting stuff going on, and we phoned the medium and said, look, this is happening. And
Right.
we're on the phone to the medium. My little lad at the time, he's like, my heart's hurting, my heart's hurting. I was like,
Oh.
what do you mean? And he was like, get off the phone to me. He went, it's trying to affect him because it can't get to use, it's affecting him.
Right.
He
Wow.
went, you have to get off the phone and we'll be around as soon as possible.
God.
But we actually recorded a bit of it
Right.
when they come around to do a cleansing and stuff. And I was at the top of the stairs. We'd been down in the basement, walked around, and I just had a camera. And she said, do you want to use the camera just for a bit of fun? Because this is before YouTube
Uh-huh.
really started off. So I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. I'll follow you around with the camera. We were just
Uh-huh.
laughing and joking on it, like, yeah. Then just watching what she was doing. Went down the basement, come back up, and she's got the bowl. I can't think of the name of it. And she's doing all this.
Oh, a scragging bowl.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah,
doing
right.
that. And we walked up the stairs, and she said, can you see anything? So I panned the camera down. I went, no, don't forget these are old cassette
Yeah. Uh-huh.
ones. But no, I can't see nothing. And it was later on when we'd sat down talking about what had happened and what they'd done and how things will be, and they'll contact us in a few days. She went, can you put that on the big TV? I went, yeah, put it on. And as we're watching, where she said, can you see anything in the attic, in the cellar? And I've panned around, and apparition appears at the bottom. And I've still got that footage to this day. I've still
Wow.
got it on tape, yeah. So
Especially
from
when it's
that
an
day,
old system.
that
Uh-huh.
made me a believer from that day.
So do you think that's what made you push then into right? I really need to keep doing this. Did it
Yeah.
intrigue you? So
Yeah,
did you
well,
get
it
a bit
died down for
involved?
a long time after that
Right.
because
Mm-hmm.
we had that. We moved out. We got another house. Then we moved to where we are now.
Right.
So I didn't really do anything. I used to do a lot of photography in abandoned buildings.
Right.
So I
I
used to
noticed
go
it was
around
like
doing that.
urban
Yeah.
exploring as well. So what
Yeah.
came
So,
first then, the urban exploring, or that just kind of mesh into one? Like urban
well, it
exploring
was
and
really,
paranormal?
I used to go to a lot of woods and walk
Right.
around, just take myself off for a bit, just walk around. I used to come over old buildings. So I just started taking pictures just for my own, just for me, and show the
Yeah, for
kids and show
something
the
to do.
wife. And I went to a pub. That's where it first started with the
Right.
YouTube.
All right.
So I went into the pub and I'm just going around taking some photos. And I could hear like walking or movement upstairs above me. And it set me back. I was like, whoa, what's that? But your initial thinking is, oh, damn, somebody's upstairs.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So you're
mm-hmm.
like, So I shouted up, sorry, I'll leave. Nothing. thought, I'll just carry on. Went up, there was nobody there. And I was telling my friend, he said, go back and record it. You went, see what you can get. So I went back. I recorded it as an Explorer, just a normal Explorer.
Right.
As I'm looking around, I heard something behind me. So I just went, just a quick, didn't react to it. Didn't go, oh, this is paranormal. I just, that scared me. Carried
Just
on.
right.
And it took 3 months because I had my channel 3 months before I put any paranormal on.
Right.
So that was one video that went up. I put the odd one on, but they were just explores, and I took them down. I put them up. I've done loads of different bits experimenting.
Right.
And then just one day, I was talking to a lad that used to come out with me, and he said, why don't you go do the paranormal, get a few bits, and start going out? You want to see what you can get? It's like, no, I feel stupid. I feel really stupid. Well, I've done the first one. I went on my own, and I got given this location and said that it's haunted. Don't go on your own. It takes some. I was like, no, that's fine. I'll go on my own. It's okay.
Then you know you don't need to listen for anybody else faking something.
Yeah. So I went in there, and some of the stuff I heard, like I heard a whisper, I heard footsteps on the stairs, I heard footsteps above me, and from that day I was just hooked. And it's like I want to capture whatever's doing this. I want to capture it on camera, and that's where I got hooked from.
Yeah.
Up until now. And then I've
You've
met
definitely caught a good few things. I mean, even just the last week with that hospital, but we'll keep that to the end because there's loads of more places I want to talk to you about.
Oh, yeah.
So where do you think's your most active place you've been to then?
Most active? Oh, that's an hard one, that. I can't really answer that. I don't know.
Or even just the scariest. What's the scariest you've been to so far?
If I have to go scariest, I'd have to say the Three Sisters house.
Right.
Especially when you're on your own in that place with the EVPs, a cart in there. That has to be one of the scariest ones I've been to.
Would you like to tell us a bit about it?
I think a lot of people know about the Three Sisters.
Yeah, especially the ones that don't know.
Well, yeah, the Three Sisters. Apparently, the story goes that the brother, he killed all 3 of his sisters in the house. Don't know if it's just a local myth or if it's true. We can't find anything on. Even Shadow Hunters, I can see her there in the chat. Even she'll know. She'll tell you. We can't find no history on it. Night Hawk's just entered as well. Welcome in, buddy.
Welcome, everybody.
Means Paranormal, welcome in.
Welcome, everybody.
Yeah, they'll tell you as well, so it's just something about it.
Right.
It's one of those places you have to go visit and experience it for yourself. It's not just sounds, and that's not just what you can hear. It's the feelings you get when you're in there. Yeah, it's that has to be one of the
on your channel.
places.
You've been to a lot of hospitals, houses, woods, and everywhere you've been. I mean, I was looking at it last weekend. I was going through it today again. So where's your favourite place to investigate? Woods, hospitals? Have you got a favourite?
I don't really have a favourite, but we've just done one that's going up tomorrow on the channel, which is caving.
Right. That's interesting.
Is took the lead at the minute.
Right, okay.
I won't say no more on that until tomorrow.
No
Shadow Hunters knows, Night Hawk knows, and Ming's Paranormal, they all know. They were there with me. They know exactly what I mean about.
Show their comment. What show?
Three Sisters is the crazy.
Three Sisters is crazy. How was it not showing? Three Sisters is crazy. I think we all had something happen there to us. I was actually, there was a place I was going to ask you about, and I thought, oh my goodness, that was really, really creepy. You called it the portal to hell.
The portal to hell.
Way back in 2021, and I was watching it earlier on, and I thought I didn't actually finish it because it was time to go live, but I thought I'll need to ask you where that actually is. It looked like an old, maybe like a youth hostel or an old hotel or something. Welcome, Colin.
Trying to think. I've been to that many. Put me on the spotlight. There's like 190 odd videos.
Well, stick to the basics then. Is there anywhere that you feel keeps pulling you back?
Yes. The Demon House, Ivy House, that place always pulls me back. I've always got an urge to go back there. I've managed so far to not go back because I've been, 5, maybe 6 times over the past year. So I started leaving it, stepping away from it a little bit. But I always get the urge. If I'm sat there at night and I'm just chilling, I always think I should go back to the Demon House.
Right.
But when you read up on stories, stuff that keeps drawing you back, it's something wanting you to go back all the time. So just trying to hold off on that.
Good, exactly.
Yeah.
So what scared you the most today, except for obviously the footage that you're going to be putting out? What scared you the most that you really were scared?
We went to a farmhouse. Nighthawk will know about this one. We went to a farmhouse in Warrington, just us one night.
Right.
And at first entering, it weren't too bad. It had the creepy vibes, as they all do. It had the creepy vibes. We were doing our investigation, but near the end, it was like something, if I remember correctly, something touched me, and there was a female voice that spoke to me. I can't remember directly what it was, but I remember being touched. But it was one of those touches. It worked just like, oh, get off. It was like, I need to get out. It just felt like something wanted me to leave. It was so intense. It's weird to explain, but that terrified me. I run out of that place. Nighthawk's in the chat. He'll tell you all about that one.
He says it never. Ming says it never fails the Demon's House. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're all agreeing with you. It's definitely one of the most haunted places, I think.
Yes, the Demon House there and the Three Sisters. Who's that? We've got Ghost on Trent. He's been four times.
Welcome, Ming's Paranormal. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming. Anyway, what else can we ask you for? Right, okay, let's see what we've got. Is there anywhere you've not been yet that you would like to go?
Oh, there's loads of places. There's absolutely loads of places. We've got somewhere that I really want to go. There's a hospital not too far from where I live.
Right.
See, Amy and Trent, they've been, and I don't want to say too much because I don't think they've released the footage yet.
Right, okay. But, no, don't give any secrets away. Have you
ever
been to any haunted
in the chat? Pardon?
You ever been to any haunted jails? Because I'd love to go to some of the haunted jails and I've never been. So I know you've been to a hell of a lot of places. So
yeah, we've been to police stations. We've been to a police museum.
Welcome,
but I've never been to a proper prison. That's one place I've never been. I'd love to go. I'd love to go to a couple of police stations, like prisons and stuff like that. That'd be really good. But there's a hospital not too far from where I live. That's somewhere that's been on my bucket list for a while. And a couple of people in the chat have already been the past week or so. So I'm hoping to go there very, very soon. Very soon. So that's one place I really want to go. Hoping I can get in this, hopefully this weekend.
Yeah. So I take that you like to do the urban exploring as well. So what's the craziest thing you've found?
Do you know what? The craziest thing I've ever found is when I very first started. And I found this little farmhouse, and we dubbed it the Poltergeist Farm.
Right.
And as you go in, there was a wall, and it had a big hole in it. And as you climb through it was like it had a burial ground. It was one of my first videos that had like a burial ground on it. It had a cross in it, and upstairs in the room, there was a doll hanging from the ceiling. Yeah, so that was one of the craziest things I've found. I've not really found much. Right. I've been to some time capsules, so you can't really you look, but it's not like nothing crazy like guns, anything like that. But you do see some nice stuff that's left behind from like the 50s and 60s and stuff. But the craziest would have to be that when I first started.
Wow. I mean, you must walk into some of these places and it's as if time has just stood still, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Why do you think that is? Do you think that's maybe somebody's went into hospital or something and they've not had family, so they've not come back out? Or, it makes you wonder how that happens.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much what happens. So
Yeah,
somebody's
there's no
they've
family.
either gone into hospital, they've passed away unfortunately, and they've had no
Uh-huh.
family, or they've gone into a care home, same outcome, they've passed away, no family.
Yeah,
Or
just
either
no.
that. We actually went to one place and the neighbour next door come out and we were doing our footage inside and the neighbour come out and said, you shouldn't be there. I said, oh no, we're sorry, we'll go. And he's like, no, it's fine. And it's just the parents passed away, but the brother and sister, they're in dispute who has the
Oh,
property. So it's going
right.
through the courts. But it's been going through the courts for like 6, 7 years. So the place ended up abandoned and totally run down. So I
Nobody
suppose
wins
stuff
in
like
that
that
situation.
it can
Nobody
run for
wins.
years, I suppose,
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's
depending
terrible,
on the
isn't it?
dispute. So
Mm.
yeah, that was
The
an
place just
interesting one.
ends up falling into disrepair, and then nobody gets the benefit of it, and that's
That's
just
it. That's what happens.
it. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But then you've got a lot of like councils and stuff. They'll buy the land and that, won't they? So they'll pay
exactly.
them out, and then they'll just leave them to
Yeah.
get run down, and then they can knock
A
them
lot of
down.
the buildings up here in Scotland, the council buy them back if they can, especially if they think they can do something with them. A lot of the times, if they're old, especially, the council buys them back and
Yeah,
then
it depends
tries
if
to
they're
do something
graded or not.
with them. Yeah, yeah. I mean, where I'm at, especially, there's a lot of old buildings because I'm in just a little town in Scotland, so there's a lot of old buildings.
Yeah,
Yeah, what
yeah.
else can I ask? Oh, have you been to any castles? So I was going to ask you if you've
I've
ever
not been
felt
to a
anything.
castle and recorded at a castle yet. I've
Right,
got a couple of castles. I've got a castle not too far from me, which I wouldn't mind going to visit one night.
right,
Yeah, I've been to the one that I'm a Celebrity got done at, but I didn't do a paranormal there.
right,
The one in
okay,
Wales. I've been there, I've walked on that, but I've not done one on the channel.
right,
So
okay.
yeah, that's something that'll be coming up very soon, hopefully.
Yep. I definitely think that with all the different investigators, I like to hear their opinion on the places because castles have got a very different vibe, especially if it's been like a castle like Edinburgh or something where it's got a big walk up to it. You always feel
Yeah,
the energy. It's crazy. That's why I like to ask everybody if they've ever been to a
yeah,
castle.
Edinburgh Castle's. I went there years and years ago with a
Right,
friend of mine. We went on
right.
one of those ghost tours. I can't remember
Uh-huh,
exactly
uh-huh.
what happened, but we went down, into the vaults and around that, and he was just talking about everything. But you could feel the vibes there. It was a crazy, crazy place that. And
I've
if I
never
remember
went to
correctly,
the vaults yet. I would love to go. I'm going to go this year, I think. I've never
oh,
been in.
definitely do it. I
Mhm.
would love to go. I know you couldn't because it costs too much, but I'd love to hire the place out for the night and do a full investigation. But
Definitely. I think if you went to the vaults, Greyfriars, all on the same night, you would get the different energies kind of following you around because the two places are meant to be similar vibes.
yeah,
Great. Have you been to Greyfriars?
I've not. No,
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 no.
not yet. No, but I
What's
know
the oldest cemetery you've been to?
the oldest cemetery. I've only been to a couple of cemeteries so far. So the
Right.
oldest one for me would be. It was built in the mid 1800s. So
Right.
then
Hmm.
it stopped getting used in 1952, 1955, around about that period.
All
So
right.
it's not getting used. Now it's been sold as land for houses
Right.
to be built on. So that one's gone. But that's the oldest one. I've not done too many graveyards. I get a little bit. I don't know how to word it. I feel a bit disrespectful, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
I
Going into
don't mind going
graveyard.
to the really old cemeteries, but the ones where you know that there's new graves and
Yeah,
things, I
yeah,
tend to not go to. I like the ones where it's the old ancient graves and things like
yeah. Well,
Greyfriars, Necropolis.
I've got a few there that I've got pinned old graveyards, but we've just been that busy with some locations recently. We've been out maybe 2, 3 times a
I
week.
know, I've noticed
Those
you do it.
places, yeah,
Brilliant. But when you find a passion like that, especially when obviously in your area you've got a lot of places you can go because you do urban explore as well. But whereas up here, anywhere you want to go, you've got to either pay, sneak in, or just do woods.
Well, I want to do more woods. I'll be honest. I've done woods once or twice, and they're really good.
Welcome,
So I wouldn't
KJ
mind doing some more.
Hawkins, Templar. It intrigues me because I'll stay in a small town, so there's woods all around me, and I've never ever been in the woods where it scared me or I felt any certain way. I've always felt it peaceful and nice. So I'm intrigued to come to some of these places where there really is like big woods like Sherwood and things where the earnest are nice. I would love
Yeah,
to
like
that
Sherwood
energy.
Forest, places like that. They're the ones to go to. So
Yeah, definitely. Uh-huh.
if you want
Uh,
to be scared, go to somewhere like that.
it's got to ask you something.
Yeah, Ghost on Trent Woods are amazing, mate.
So how many people's in your team, Moxley? Is it just you or is Dan a part of your team?
Well, this is it's just me in my
Right,
team.
okay,
Danny, there's just him, Night Ark, and his team. And then you got me.
right.
But we always collab. Like Shadow Hunters, she's now unfortunately. I don't want to say too much, but it's Amy now. So
Yeah, she was saying,
numbers.
yeah,
The way I look at it, we've all got individual channels. So
yeah,
what we do when we go to a location, we'll break it up. So Amy will go one way, I'll go the other, and then everybody's getting a different video.
yeah.
And the reason we do it like that, it's better than numbers
Hmm.
rather than like going
It's
somewhere and the middle
definitely
of the
make
night
a
you're
great
home.
team. You all bounce off each other, and it's amazing the way you
Yeah,
all work
that's
together.
yeah, yeah.
I like Ghost of Trent as well. I'm hoping they'll take the hot seat at some point in time.
Oh
So,
yeah, Ghost and Trent is brilliant.
some people don't like talking about their kids, Moxley. If you don't want to talk about them, that's perfectly fine. Is any of your kids showing an interest in the paranormal?
Uh, Not really. They're too busy with the computer systems. So
Typical, yeah. Mine's
yeah,
is the same. I can get them to
Place,
come out with me sometimes, but not always.
no, PlayStation 5s. I tried to take one of my kids not too long ago. I said, "Come with me, just for us to go check this area out." And we got to it, and he's like, "Dad, I'm scared. Can we go?" And I said, "Right, okay, let's just go on
Good
then."
on them. Good on them. What else have we got? What else can we ask? What else I was going to say? See, when you go to different locations, do you feel that there's certain spirits attracted to certain other people's energy? You know,
Yeah,
like I
definitely.
noticed when you went to that place, I think it was a big schoolhouse where everybody connected to the children's spirits in like I think it was a cellar or a cloakroom or something. So do you feel that certain spirits know the good people and they know people that's not so good, so the bad entities kind of attach more to them? Do you feel
Well,
that yourself?
my understanding with that, if you've had a positive day, just say, lead up to it, and you're having a good day, and then you go, then I think you do get good spirits that do attach to you, not attached to you, but they
Yeah.
connect with you more.
Hmm.
Where if you've had a really bad day and then you go doing an investigation, where the schoolhouse, I got
Hmm.
scratched on the back.
Right.
And I'm not going to go too much into it, but that day I had a bad day. I had a really bad
Okay.
day that day.
Uh-huh.
So that I brought a lot of negativity with me. Even as well, I don't show it on camera.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I wasn't in the best frame of mind that night. So
Right. Okay. Uh-huh.
you see where I'm going with it. So
See,
I
that
got
just kind of proves then, doesn't it, that if you
yeah,
don't go with a positive attitude and maybe things aren't just as good in your mind, no, maybe not even grounded yourself or something as much as you thought,
exactly.
then things like that will happen. You
It
know,
don't. It isn't just that. It's the way you speak to them.
yeah, definitely.
If you think about it, they were like us. They were humans one time.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
you start shouting and screaming. Come forward and speak to me, and I
I
demand you.
know.
You imagine being a spirit like that, and you're sat there, and you're like, somebody comes into your house, and you can see them,
I know. I
and they
know.
start screaming at you like that. You gotta be like, go yourself, go on, get out of it. You know what I mean? So something could happen.
Exactly. I mean, you would definitely wouldn't dream of letting anybody come into your home and shout at you, tell you to turn your lights on and off, or throw this at me. I mean, that's definitely not done. So I don't understand why people do think that they're entitled to go into these places and start saying these things. You know, I mean, unless that's what they want, because
Yeah,
we had that Greyfriars and I asked Mr. Mackenzie. why he scratched people and things, and he said because they want me to. And it's true, people go to Greyfriars with the expectation of being scratched.
Yeah.
So he obliges them because that's
Well,
what
it
they
does,
want.
doesn't it, when you think about it? Because at the time, sometimes you don't think with what you're saying at the time.
Yeah,
And it isn't
I
until
know.
afterwards you think, why did I
Yeah,
do that? I've done it a couple of times, and it's like afterwards I've said to Amy, why did I do that? That's not like me, out of character, that. And
it
then
could be
that's where
something
negative stuff
influencing you.
happens.
Yep.
When you're positive, I believe if you're positive things will happen. So
Yeah.
if you're nice to somebody, alive or dead, and they're
Yep.
there and they want to communicate with you, and you say, could you let us know that you're here? Could you just knock, I don't know, just say like, you've got this, could you just knock this over now? And they knock it over just to say, I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah,
So if you're
exactly.
being like, I demand you to knock it over,
Yeah,
what response are you going to take? You're
I
not
know.
out. I'd be like, no, I'm not going to
Yep.
do
See, I
nothing.
love the way that yous all do it together. I love the way that yous and Shadowhunters UK and even Ghosts of Trent have started watching them as well. I love the way, and Haunted Finders, that yous talk to the spirits on a human level. It's no that you want them to be like the local entertainment for a couple of hours. You talk to them and genuinely wanting to know if you can help them, if they need to tell their story or anything. That's what makes the
Exactly.
difference, I think, in a lot of these groups, is people actually feeling the spirit's point of view, and genuinely wanting to know if you can help them. A lot of these spirits are stuck. A lot of them just want their story to be told.
Exactly.
Mhm.
That's exactly what it is. You're right there. I'm just looking at your chat,
Yeah,
KJ.
no, shout that's
KJ
it.
Harting. Are you got any plans to come to Ireland?
Oh,
Hopefully.
yep,
And Scotland. I've got a couple of plans for Scotland and Ireland, hopefully. But
yep. Just keep answering questions,
it's
guys.
getting through all the locations that we've got planned at the minute. They seem to get further and further back.
Well, if you come to Scotland, we can do the Scottish jail. We can all meet up at the Scottish jail. Shadowhunters UK, me, Ghosts of Trent and things. I can't even remember the name of it. Is it Jedburgh? Or is it the other one? Can't remember. There's a
Oh, I'm not
haunted.
too sure.
Can't remember the Scottish jail, but there is one over Airway, I think it is, and we could all meet there and do the haunted jails together. Because I've wanted to go to a haunted jail.
Oh,
Eh,
definitely.
yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
we will talk about that later on. We
Yep,
will
for
sort that
sure.
out. Everybody's in chat, so yeah, we'll sort that out. I'm up for that.
Yep. Have you ever have you ever filmed in a location and got your brilliant, great evidence and it's never let you upload?
No,
No, not yet.
never.
Okay, good,
Not
good.
yet.
Good,
Not like
okay.
that. But I have went out and recorded a location, and it's been absolutely fantastic. Got loads of activity. It was actually on my own. Got home, and the audio was completely out of sync with the footage, and the footage kept jumping, and I couldn't use the footage.
Oh, there you
So
go. There's
yeah,
always something, isn't there? There's always something. I did it at New Year, hug me knee, we call it the night the bells ring as such. Hug me knee, and I had a great session. I was talking to my gran and my grandpa, and my uncle was telling me about the bracelet I kept, and it was an amazing footage. It was amazing everything, and I went to upload it, and God, off the memory card and everything, just pure wiped. I was like,
wow, okay,
always happens. Yep, definitely.
yeah, it's annoying when stuff like that happens.
Yep. Wait till we get some nice, good, fun questions. I've got that many questions now. Some of them are really interesting, and other ones I'm thinking I could better not ask for that. Have you been to the Ancient Raman?
I've not, but I've
No.
spoke about going a few times.
Right.
Again, it's getting the time. It's
I know.
getting around to it to get it done. Even as well, I've got the contact name. I know where it is, obviously. I know the
Yeah.
history. It's
Oh, I'm
just getting
quite
the
sure
time
you'll
to get
get
around to it.
there. Uh-huh. What
The
about
minute I
East
get,
Drive? Did you go East Drive?
yes,
Yes. What did you
East
feel
Drive,
about
that was a
that?
massive shout out to Ghost on Trent, that one.
Right.
So I owe them a lot of credit for that one. But that
Yeah.
was a fantastic day. Fantastic day / night because we got to
Uh-huh.
stay behind as well. So that was good.
Oh, that's right. You were there. You were there at the time Amy's face changed. Were you there that time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I was there. I was sat in the bed behind her.
Right. So what was your take on that then, Moxley? Did you feel the energy changing things at that moment in time?
Do you know what? I didn't feel nothing at that moment.
Did you not
Not a
know?
thing. Not a thing. No.
Wow, it just shows you how that can creep up on you then, and
Yeah.
nobody noticed because it was amazing.
That was
Did you
caught. That was caught on CCTV. None of us noticed that.
exactly?
It wasn't until the next day when Amy got sent the footage, and she sent it over to me, and she was like, "Look at this," and it's like, "Oh wow!" It's like
I
you need
think
to
I
get
would.
that out there.
I think I would be a little bit like, oh, I'm glad I didn't know that last night.
Yeah.
So did you feel the energy drive? Because a lot of people experience it, and a lot of people don't.
I had mixed emotions in there.
Right.
Sometimes, yeah, and other times, no. But I was trying new experiments out with Barbara from Ghost on Trent, so
All
I
right.
think that could have
Okay.
been down to that. Is I was more focused on what they were showing me how to do, like tipping table. That was the first time I ever done a tipping table. Is that what it's called? So
Yeah,
I
tip
was more
table.
focused. I was more focused on stuff like that. So when I went
Yeah.
off on my own, I did pick up a few bits. Like I was being watched. Like I felt somebody sit down next to me,
Right.
and it felt like somebody was walking in the
I
hallway.
think
And that,
that's quite common in there, isn't it? The people that sit in the bed, they feel as if somebody sits beside them. I think that's
yeah.
quite a common in there. So
Well,
that's
I've had a lot of that. Like people say that. So I thought, like, okay, I'll go sit in the room. I weren't expecting
right.
anything to happen. Thought I'll sit here. And I started my session, and it took about 5-10 minutes before anything happened. And then I just felt when you just sat there, and it just felt the bed going down next to me. And it's like, oh wow, somebody's just sat down next to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I got the caterer out, and I was seeing if I could pick anything up, but if that was gone.
At least you've experienced the nice entities, because I hear there is a few bad in there. And I was surprised that Amy went into the coal cellar. I meant to actually ask her about that when she was up. Did you go
Yeah,
into the coal cellar alone?
I did. I did.
Any
I did.
experiences?
I felt like I weren't alone.
Right,
You could feel the presence in there.
right.
It felt depressive in
Mm-hmm.
there. I think that's why Amy went in. I think I might have like pressured her a little bit because I got it. So I said, "You can do it now."
Talked her into it.
Yeah.
Amy. Was
But
it
we
got
bounce off. We all bounce off each other like that all the time.
yeah,
Because
you definitely do. That's
yeah,
what makes you
so
such a great team together. If wrong, you are not one team together, you are 3 or 4 individual teams, but you
yeah,
work together really, really well. It's good. And as you said, it gives everybody's point of view, all the different places. I
that's
mean,
it.
look at that
Exactly
time
that.
he's were in. Where was it? I think it was the schoolhouse when the fridge was making the noise. I was talking to Amy about it. With the
Oh yeah,
haunted fridge, as we were calling it.
yeah. That was weird. I've had a few people message me over that with suggestions. Like somebody said, I've got the same sort of fridge in my house, and there's like a pipe that comes out the back and goes out into the roof.
You's
And
checked
if it's
that.
windy
There was
outside and it
nothing.
shakes, it'll shake that. And I said to her, I said, no. I said, there was no pipes running from it up
That,
into the roof. I said, and even at that, it's not your standard size house.
no, no
It's
way.
it's a it's a big building.
Uh-huh.
And so even a gush of wind, it'd be gone by the time it got down that chute. So if there was a chute there,
It's not that.
I understand what
Amy
people are
kept
saying,
saying.
like trying to come up with solutions and stuff. So I understand that.
Yeah, I like the way you do that. You always like to go back and hit and debunking things, because even Amy kept going back and checking the wall and different things, and says, if not that haunted fridge, which makes you wonder what else could be haunted that we don't know about. So, what was a glass glass? So, where's your favourite location then?
My favourite location up to now. Oh, it's difficult. I have to think of this because like I say, I've been to like 100 and
That
odd,
many.
100 and odd places. The place that draw me back, like if I had to go back tomorrow, it'd have to be the caves. I know it's not up yet,
Right,
but the caves they've just phew, my favourite place to go.
So is that your first caves that you have did then?
It'd be first ever caves. It's up tomorrow.
Right,
And
good. You need to check
Shadowhunters,
it
she's
out,
putting hers
guys.
up on Friday as well. So I can't wait to share this one. I've watched the footage 4 or 5 times now just to make sure everything's spot on with it.
Remember, guys, the link for Moxley's channel is in the description. It's also going across the bottom bar. And remember also to check out Shadowhunters UK's channel as well, as long as everybody in chat's channel. But remember, the Bold and Bonkers boys as well. Check out their website, which is boldandbonkers.com. Also, Bold and Bonkers is sponsored by W the Energy Drink, so if you would like to check that out as well, guys. And of course, download Parapost, which is the best app for supernatural, paranormal, everything that goes bump in the night. And it's free, and it's an app that you download and you can watch loads of people's videos and things all for free. It's an amazing app, guys. Please download it. It's a great app to watch everybody else's channel. What else was I going to say? What will we say? I was going to ask who in your team gets the most, well, as an overall group, that when you go out, who do you feel gets the most activity?
Amy.
Amy, right.
Yeah. I think she's definitely more open than what she knows. Mm-hmm. Honestly, the amount of times like she gets touched, poked, a coat pulled on, it's almost like if you go somewhere, everything's attracted straight to her.
Yeah, definitely.
You'd have to be there to witness it. I've watched it for so many months now.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Do you feel you're getting gifts now that you're investing?
Do you know what? Yeah, I do. I'm actually places. I was saying this to Amy for the past month and a half now. When I'm going into locations, I'm actually feeling like a presence. Like I know, like I feel like there's somebody stood over there,
right?
And they're watching me, or the one in the community. And I actually had a conversation with him saying, "This is starting to change. I'm feeling a bit more open to stuff where I know what I mean, because beforehand I didn't feel anything. I'd walk in,
see, that's like me.
Stuff out and walk around like communicating, sitting down, sitting for half an hour listening. But now I'm starting to, when I'm going in, I'm starting to feel.
You definitely are more aware.
As soon as I walk in, some places like we went to a place we've not uploaded the footage yet because we've got so much footage. Me and Amy. We went to a place, we climbed through the window, and instantly you could just feel it straight away. It was just like there was somebody there, but they didn't want you there. And the longer we were there, the more active it got, and the more it felt like it was trying to force us out, to the point we were actually smelling smoke. And we were like, "Is somebody set a fire? Is there a fire?" And we actually I think Amy might have already uploaded hers actually of this.
Yeah, I think so. I watched it,
and we went down and it's like nothing, there was no smoke, nothing, but it's led us back to the fireplace. And then I think it was from that point we were doing a bit of calling out, and it was like what was it, Amy, if you're in the chat? Yeah, she is. I don't know if it was a bottle or a glass or like a tin fell off the table behind us, and it was a good 6 foot behind where I was stood, this table, and the tin of something come off. They're like something telling us I'm here. So that was interesting. So yeah, definitely starting to pick up a lot more.
See if she wanted to come up and give her opinion on that, because I did notice that the haunted hospital that you did as well, that I think you released it, was it yesterday or the day before?
Yes.
I mean, that place was crazy, really crazy. Like, it looked as if it could be quite sinister if you didn't go when you actually went.
Oh, mainly the cellar. There was the cellar, and then it was the older parts. So it was the second floor and the third floor. Those were the 3 parts. I think that's the one where I changed it up and started. I'd done the full walkthrough, so everybody got to see it.
That's right.
Yeah. So we took everybody for the walkthrough. We looked for certain areas where we think was more active, where we'd feel, because we're going with like you can feel something there. It's like you feel the energy change, don't you? You feel
Do you
atmosphere
think
changing.
they lured you in? Because did you notice that they kept trying to get you to split up?
They did, yeah. That happens quite often, that.
Right,
Especially when we're trying to come over something a bit more negative, something that doesn't want us there. It
Yeah,
starts,
doesn't.
it splits, or it'll split the lads off from the girls.
I've noticed that, especially
It's trying
that
to get the girls,
place.
or it's trying to get the lads either way. It's trying to,
Yeah,
yeah.
just get you
So
all to get.
it's interesting because what's the motive? That's
You
another thing.
know,
It's something you have to look for. What is the motive? Why would they want to do that?
I know,
Did
I
something
know. What
happen when they
kind
were
of
still
hospital
alive?
was it though? Was it a hospital where they had mentally ill patients, or was it a hospital with just a normal hospital or
I
something?
think it was a children's hospital.
Right. Maybe just playing a
Um,
game then.
I'd have to look at the history again because I'm sure I put the history in the video. But I like to go in blind. A lot of these
Right.
places, I'd rather go in blind.
Uh-huh.
That way, it's not in the back of your head. Like, just
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
Dr.
It's
Harper.
okay. It's okay maybe once you've done your... see, I prefer to do it that way as well. I know a general history of the area, but I
Yeah,
like to go in, do what I'm going to do, and then if I think a name's coming up 2 and 3 times, maybe, then I like to go and check out if that was maybe a name that was there, because we kept getting a name Elizabeth up at Douglas Castle, so I don't even know where the history books for that would be, though. I would love to check and see if Elizabeth was maybe one of the wife's names or something of the
yeah.
soldiers.
See, that makes it more credible as well if you do it like that. Like, if you, like the Screaming House, for instance, when we
Yeah,
were doing that,
that's
we were
crazy as
on
well.
the K2. Yeah, I know it was the K2 device, but the certain questions we were asking, and it was
Yeah.
flashing up to the red, and it wasn't flashing all the time. It was only flashing when we asked, like we said, be between the age of 10 and 18. It flashed, so you knew it was on about that age.
Yeah.
And your first name start with B, and it flashed. It's your last name begin with E, and it flashed.
Mm-hmm.
So you start pulling a picture together there, like, could we actually be speaking
Definitely
to the girl
confirmation.
who
Uh-huh.
passed away in this area? Obviously, we knew the history, but because it's a cold case and it's just been reopened, we
Uh-huh.
kept a little bit out just so
Yeah, you have
not
to be
too many
careful.
people. Because
Yeah,
YouTube, you know yourself, people will flock to it and then they'll flock to the area, and it's
I know.
we know we're doing it, but
Uh-huh.
I don't want to contribute to like 400,000 more people flocking to
Yeah,
somebody's
exactly. You don't want it to
abandoned
be
house, do
overrun.
you? So
Yeah, it's not
I'm
that.
just trying to do the investigation, try and get some truth and get out, not
I
because you
think
don't
that
know.
a lot of people need to have a purpose when they do ghost hunting or paranormal investigating. I prefer to call people like you and I. Ghost hunting to me is when somebody just goes out and to see if they can see a spirit in a local cemetery or something. To me, that's
Yeah,
ghost hunting. Whereas what we all do, where we get into these locations and try and get names, try and see if we can help people, try and maybe compare the history, I think that's more paranormal investigating.
yeah,
It's a
definitely.
passion. It's definitely a
Oh,
passion.
it is. It is.
Mhm.
You do have to be passionate about it.
Yeah,
If you're not passionate
definitely.
about it, then you'd know anyway straight away if you weren't passionate about it.
Is there
But
anywhere you've been that you wouldn't go back to? You've went and it's either been like no activity or it's just been too much activity.
um, I've been to loads of places. I've been to some places where I've went in, got little bits, but nothing
Right,
much.
right.
You just know, you just get the feeling. There's
Hmm.
no point going back. It's not worth
Yeah,
going back because
yeah,
there's nothing you can pull from the location. There's been some
yeah.
fantastic places where it's been a full house. It's been a time capsule. But would I go back? No. Did I record it? No, I didn't. I didn't even record it. I just went in, looked around. Some other
One of the moment
people,
things.
a couple urban explorers I went with, they
Right,
recorded it and put it up on YouTube. So
right.
they're up there. So
Yeah,
I didn't because I didn't
it's a
feel
bit.
like I had to.
Uh-huh. Yeah, no, I get what you mean. Uh-huh. So, if you were to pick only one thing you were to do, whether it be urban exploring or the paranormal, what would you pick? If you
Paranormal.
could do what paranormal, yeah. I was hoping
Yeah,
you said
paranormal.
that.
Yeah, 100%. I do love the urban exploring. I'd never knock it. I'd never say no, I wouldn't do it. I love it.
Yeah,
But my
definitely.
passion is with paranormal.
I
It
mean,
is.
yeah, I
It's just
think
getting into there.
a lot of these places are abandoned because something's happened. So it's inevitable that a lot of these places are going to be haunted for that reason
Yeah.
alone. Maybe there was a murder or a death or something, you know?
Well, I've got a few locations there. Oh, excuse me. I'm so
You're
sorry.
okay.
I've got a few locations there where it's been known that the last people who lived there, like the old lady, old man, have actually
Right.
passed away in the bed
Oh, wow.
and been found in the bed, and then the place has just gone abandoned from there because they've had
Right.
no family. So, but
Right.
again, I'm one of those people. I get a bit touchy, like, oh, do I go do it? Do I not? Is it a bit
Uh-huh.
sensitive?
I
Am I
know.
crossing
I
the?
know.
Am I crossing the border, the boundaries there? So it takes me a little while to think. You know what? I'll go do it and see what happens.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I think as long as you don't start doing like people that's famous in the died and things. I think a lot of investigators lose their credibility when they start turning spirit boxes and things on when somebody's famous has died and things. I think that kind of
Yeah,
crosses the
I
line.
would never do that.
Yeah,
Not just because of the fact it's a famous person. So straight
yeah,
away, people are going to think clickbait. You're going to put the person's name in your thumbnail. You you're going to put it in the title, and you're going to
yeah.
say make communication with them. So straight away, I won't watch videos like that. So I won't make
No,
videos like
neither
that.
would I. I wouldn't give them time of day.
No,
So, what's your favourite equipment then? What is your favourite piece of equipment so far?
EMF.
EMF, yeah.
Yeah, EMF all day long.
Spirits either love the K2 meter or they love the cat balls. And who
Yeah.
would have ever thought? Because a REM pod was £350 not so long ago. And then now you get a wee cat ball at about £4 or something and it does the exact same job. Who would have ever
Well,
thought?
if you
Think
see
what?
me at the minute, I'm using a lot of the EMF
Uh-huh.
because it very, very rarely goes off. So when it does go off, then it's more
Exactly.
credible. To me, it's more credible because it's like I've walked around 20 buildings before this and this hasn't gone off once. I've come
Yeah.
in here and it's gone off.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it's more credible to me. And my K2, I like to just walk around. I walk around. I don't say nothing half the time for the K2. I just walk around, just see if I can pick up any energies.
There's an awful lot of paranormal investigators out there that don't do a sweep. And I think the sweep is actually important because how else are you going to know if there's something like in the air at that specific point if you don't do a sweep maybe even 2 or 3 times before you actually start the investigation, you know? I think it's very
Exactly.
important. Yeah.
Yeah, because the whole point with the sweep is like the walkthrough I've done in that hospital. That was pretty
Hmm.
much showing you what we do before we normally record, because that's
Yeah.
something we do before we record normally, but because people have liked it, I'm going to leave it and I'm going to start doing it more. So what you do, walk around, is you know, you walk around and you get the sense of like the K2 is going off here. You've got pigeons up here, so right, remember you got pigeons here. Remember those pigeons when you come back,
Yeah.
because in a nutshell, without slagging any teams off, would never do that. But a lot of teams would go, "Oh, did you hear that running above us?"
Yeah, I know. And they know
So
it's
they'd
maybe a
use
rodent or
that,
something. I
and then
know.
they cut the footage down so it sounded like it was just pure running.
See, that's
So,
why I was saying to Amy last week. I mean, the likes of yours, Amy and Louise and everybody, it shows on your guys' faces. A lot of these teams will do this and they'll look, oh, a noise. But it's all in the face. When you watch yours guys and a noise happens, you see the genuine surprise and especially with Amy, you can just tell that
oh,
there's definitely something there because you can't fake the way that your faces go serious and
no,
things.
no, you
That's just
can't.
unfakeable.
You
And
okay,
I'm
Ty? How you doing?
so proud that
Yeah.
she doesn't run anymore. Have you
Eh,
got any questions, guys, that you would like to ask Moxley? Try and put them in caps so we see them. Moxley, have you ever felt any place has given you an out of body feeling like something's invaded you? That's for Ty
from
Hughes.
Ty. No, Ty. Never had a feeling like that. As far as I'm aware, I've never had a feeling. I could have, but I've just not known about it at the time, if that makes sense. But
Do you actually
that's an
bubble
interesting one.
yourself and things before you go in places? Do you do any protection?
I do at home, yes. I
Yeah,
always do.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's
More
important.
because at first I never. In
Right.
We've sort of got something in the house now. We know we've got. It's nothing nasty.
Uh-huh.
You can feel it sometimes, and it will make its presence known every now and then. With the
Right.
stupidest thing, it could be like something that's been left on the side. It will end up on the floor, but it's like that couldn't have just ended up on the floor. It was too heavy,
Right.
and it wouldn't
Right.
move, or the wash basket lid will fly off. My cousin actually witnessed that. She come
Right.
around and she was talking, and it flew off. And she looked at the wife, and the wife went, "Don't worry, I think there's something in." And she left.
Right.
No, she left. She went, "Right, I've got to go home now." And she just went home, and she hasn't been back. And
God.
it's like,
See, a
look,
lot
it's
of
not
people
that
don't
bad.
want.
Don't worry about it.
A lot of people don't want to turn their spirit box and things on in their home when they do what we do. I do turn the spirit box on in my home, but I'm also a witch as well, so I know how to get rid of things and things like that. But a lot of people think, right, well, if I just ignore it, it'll go away. But the chances are they know that you're a paranormal investigator and they won't go away, they just want to talk.
That's it. Yeah.
A lot
I
of them have
don't.
maybe just took to you though, like they respected the fact that you were nice to them, so they've maybe just accompanied you home, but they won't do nothing. They just maybe just like your company, and they will just stay in the background, you know.
It's true that is true, and you don't
Yeah,
know. Is it a male who's had a miserable life in when he was alive? Is it a
yeah,
female? Is it children who are just
yeah,
messing around?
yeah.
Who have just felt like that warmth off you, like you just said, and have just sort of attached to you and come home with you, and they feel a bit more at
Especially if
peace.
they're in somewhere like that, children's home or something where
Yeah,
it's not so good. I mean, it's good where the children are, yeah, but upstairs and things isn't so good. So they've maybe just decided, well, I'll follow Moxley home, but I won't annoy him. I'll just stay in the
you
background.
don't know, do you? I think Amy's had something like that as well. I really do. Do you believe in? Oh, come on, it. Why would you ask that?
The
Of
reincarnation.
course, yes, I do. I
Yeah.
believe in reincarnation. I'm a big
Moxley.
believer in reincarnation.
Yeah, me as well. Have you, Moxley, have you come across a spirit that does not speak English? Wow, good question.
You know what? That is a good question.
Yeah,
And sometimes I have listened to like the spirit, not the spirit talk because that's all in
yeah,
English. It's designed to be in English. But your S box, I have listened to it and I've never worded it, but sometimes it does sound like a foreign language that comes
yeah.
through. And why not? Why can't it be foreign?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've noticed a lot of people. I've got a friend that's in Norway, and when she turns on necrophonic, obviously it's her language, and that to me is intriguing because that must mean that the spirits around her are obviously her talk the same as her.
Yeah.
Nighthawk is asking Mox, is there any location you would not go back to due to oh no, it jumped due to an experience?
No, I'd always go back to a location. The worse the experience, the more I'd go back.
Uh-huh.
Simply, that's what you're there to do.
Yeah, exactly.
If there was nothing going on, then no, why would I go back? There's no point. I might go back once or twice and see if another night's different from the night
Yeah,
before or the week before, a month before. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
if I was getting a lot of activity in a location, yeah, of course, I'd go back. I go back all the time just to see what is going on and see if the activity changes over time.
yeah, definitely. I think Steve, you've got to keep going back to these locations if you want to build up a rapport
Yeah,
with these spirits, especially if it's somewhere where there's kids and things. Because even alive kids take a wee while to get used to a person. So when they're deceased and you're going into their territory, they're already scared because they don't know what's happening to them.
of course.
And yeah, so I definitely think that you've got to keep going back until they trust you for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially when they're kids, because a lot of these kids are trapped and they don't realise they're trapped. And believe it or not, there's a lot of babies trapped, and babies can't ask for help. It's just the way it
No,
is.
yeah. So that could, when you go into a hospital or something, or anywhere and you hear crying, could that be a baby spirit? You don't know, do
Well,
you?
yeah,
And I've just thought of that now when you mentioned that. That it's a
yeah,
possibility.
yeah. I know. What is Shadow Hunters? Our Amy is asking, what is your view on the living and spirits living on separate earth planes?
This is a
I really
difficult
like
one.
these questions.
Amen. We've spoke about this. This is a difficult one. I do believe in it. Like, if just say you pass away. Oh, how can I? Oh, she's put me on the spot. She's done this on purpose.
There's definitely different realms, I feel, because
There is. There is.
yeah, there's definitely different realms because when some people die, they go to the realm of what people call heaven, and
Yep.
which is nice and serene, and it's the way I do believe that when you die, you go where you have perceived you're going to go. Like for me,
Yeah.
I would love to, when I die, go next to sea and next to all my family and things. So I do believe that that's where I would probably go to. And people that believe in heaven being like Adam and Eve type of thing, I hope they people will go there. So I think you go where you actually feel you're going to go, if you know.
I
If you think,
think you go where in life, like you're a nice person, then you go to. In simple words, you go to heaven,
yes,
somewhere where you can go to peace, be reborn. That's where the reincarnation comes into play.
yeah,
So
uh-huh.
a lot of people who pass away, this is my belief. But so when you pass away and you see that white light,
Mhm.
and that's you going to heaven.
Yeah.
My belief is you're not going to heaven. You've been reborn
Yeah.
into another
Uh-huh.
life because you're just a spirit. All this, your body, and everything. It's just a thing. It's you know
Yeah.
what I mean.
Yeah.
So
You're
it's
just
your soul. So
flesh.
your soul carries on. Your soul
Yeah.
will carry on. But if
Yeah.
you're an absolute idiot in life and you do bad stuff, murder, anything like that, I don't really like to say it whilst people on live stream
Yeah,
because
I
I don't
know.
know
Uh-huh.
YouTube takes it. You can
Yeah,
either
you've definitely
you
got
can
to
go
cross
to
over. Mm-hmm.
yeah,
And face your
one
maker.
you go to
See.
hell,
Yep.
or two you get stuck, and that's where people get mistaken with demonic entities in
Yeah.
places. So if you've done something really bad somewhere and you've done something bad to someone and then you die at the same time or you die just shortly after, can your spirit get trapped back in that time as punishment forever?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's just a
definitely.
constant circle.
I
So
think
when you
that's
go and
why
you
there's
get
a
that
lot of
negative, it's a lot to talk. If you've got 5, 6 hours, we can sit here and talk about it.
I think a
Because
lot
when
of
I get
people I
started, I
think
can't stop.
people that's twisted, twisted humans who are bad
Yeah,
in
say
life,
that. Yeah,
they're always scared to cross over, and that's why they become twisted souls because they don't want to cross over and go through that light to face their maker. They're scared that
yeah,
when they go through that light, that everything they've done bad, they're going to be judged by it. So they remain here on earth, just earthbound and getting twisteder and twisteder and twisteder because they don't want to go through the light.
yeah.
Is my way
That,
I think it
That's
anyway.
something I was thinking of the other day actually. When people say they've gone to a location and it's been reasonably quiet and they've been calling out and you've been a bit aggressive calling out, then you go away and then people say, "Oh, it went back the day after and it's been more active."
Uh-huh.
Is that because the day before you've riled that spirit up so much or that person so much? Once you leave, you sort of like put them into a mood.
Yeah, yeah, I
So
would
it builds
believe
it
that.
up and they're in a mood then.
Mhm.
So you go back the day after, they're still in that mood because somebody's been in their house they don't want in that
It
house.
happened with me with
And then you come in and you're like,
Greyfriars.
what are you doing back here? And it,
Yep,
you know what I mean? It's exactly what can happen. And
I
that's
had
where
went to
Poltergeist sometimes
Greyfriars.
gets mistaken as well.
Definitely. I went to Greyfriars and I had never ever experienced it bad. And then we went at 3 o'clock in the morning and who was it that was coming out again? What's his name? Citizens ZTV was coming out of Greyfriars and he said that he was basically annoying Mr. Mackenzie and trying to get a reaction out of. But we went in
Yeah.
after him, and he was really angry with us, and all the other spirits in the cemetery were angry with us, and they were saying different things. And I said to him after the stream, they were saying Stephen was bad, and I thought they were talking about my cousin. And he told me, no, my name is Stephen. And I said, well, they're obviously still angry at you. So
Yeah.
and I had went in there just trying to talk to the spirits, but they were so angry because he had obviously annoyed them.
Exactly my point there. That's what I mean.
And
So
we suffered.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
What's
do
like
believe
Ted
that
was
happens.
saying? Yeah, it definitely does. It happened to us. Do you think it's possible for spirits at a location to think they are living a normal life, and the investigators are spirits haunting them? Good
Well,
question, Templar. Probably.
I suppose a lot of residual could possibly think they're still living on with their life, if you
Yeah.
think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a lot of
Because
spirits out there that don't realise they're deceased.
yeah,
I
we
really
spoke
do.
about this in the past. Who's to say? Just say you're driving down the road and a car comes flying around the corner and you swerve it and you think, okay, oh, that was a close call. Who's to
Mhm.
say that car didn't hit you and you've passed away, but you're just carrying on?
Well, you never know. That's
Me
interesting.
and Amy spoke about this, and it was Amy who brought it up, and it's like, you know what? That's actually a really good point, because how would you know?
Yeah,
And
I
now
think
with
that's
the
probably
residual,
happened. Hmm.
plus when you die, if you think about it, your entire life, your brain's still alive for 7 minutes
Uh-huh.
after death.
Uh-huh.
But in that 7 minutes, it's said you're reliving your entire life.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Yeah.
who's to say something's not happened? And what we're doing now is we're living our entire life again
Yeah. Hmm.
before we die again and be reborn doing something else, and then it just goes. It's a loop. It's just a
Yeah.
constant loop because we're just
A
an
lot of
energy.
people believe that
We are
you've got to
an energy.
learn different lessons, and then if you learn all your lessons every time you're carnated, then you don't need to come back, and then you go to a higher status, which is such like your angels, maybe your higher beings and things. So there's a lot of
Yeah.
people believe in that theory, but it's interesting trying to figure it all out and keep
See, I'm a
investigating
big
the
believer in
answers.
UFOs and stuff as well. So I do
Well,
in
so do we.
space. I love looking at space. I love everything
Yeah.
with space. So if
Well,
you look up
Moxley,
into
you
the
have to talk
stars,
to Dakota and Chris
oh,
because that's what they do in the Bold and Bonkers team is alien and UFO experts.
oh, I
Paranormal's
love it.
just a side thing. Yep. You need to talk to them for sure because they love everything paranormal, everything UFO and things. They're
Yeah.
actually doing a documentary. It's called We Are Light, and that's
All
what
right,
it's about.
okay. And
It's about
what's are they a YouTube channel?
no, yeah, they've got a YouTube channel, but they're actually got a website. The YouTube's just a sidebar, if you like. They
Right,
actually
what's the
do a
website?
podcast. Yeah, they've got a website, boldandbonkers.com, and they'll show you all the different platforms and things that the podcast goes out on and things like that. But yeah, definitely, that's where you'll see the trailer and things for the documentary.
Oh, I'll
It's
sit
going
and
to be
watch that
really
one.
good. Yeah, it's going to be really good, honestly. Can it? There's a loads happening. Put it this way: you have to watch Bold and Bonkers channel, and you'll maybe get caught up to everything that's happened to us. Shadow Man and things as well. He haunts us. Hat Man, Shadow Man, whatever you like to call him. He
Yeah.
stalks all of us. We've been attacked on live streams and things with them. So we have a lot, a lot. I don't want to give him too much attention right now. He might just come. So what have you got planned for the future, Moxley? I know. Congratulations on hitting 30,000. By
Oh,
the
thank
way,
you very much.
yeah, you're doing really, really well. What have you got? What can you see the channel doing now?
Um, watch tomorrow's. All I'm gonna say is watch
Definitely.
tomorrow's video. Right?
Yep, for sure. Mm.
And that's gonna give you a glimpse of what we've got planned for the future.
Right. Okay.
We're still gonna have the haunted houses. We're still gonna do private invests, stuff like that. but after once you've seen tomorrow's, you'll understand where we're going with the channel. It's going
Right,
to be
okay.
a bit more of an adrenaline rush. It's going to be more risky,
Good,
but we're
good,
going to go to
good.
places where there's a lot more ancient history and ancient hauntings going on. So, yeah, that's where I want
Remember
to
to
take it.
subscribe, guys. The actual link is in the description. Please check out Moxley's channel and subscribe. And also watch because they're amazing. Moxley's channel is absolutely amazing, guys. Honestly, and I wish I had found them sooner because I would have loved to have been at the beginning of his journey and watched all these locations. So I'm going to have to binge watch for about a fortnight to catch up.
Thank you. Thank you.
Same with Shadowhunters UK. I'm nearly finished your channel, Amy. I've nearly got through them all. I'm dedicated, and honestly, all the rest I will be hope to take the hot seat as well, such as Templar, and he's coming as well. I would think. So, who else do you work with? There was another person, Nighthawk's Paranormal as
Yes.
well. I hope he comes for a talk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we have Night Ark. We have Ming's Paranormal. That's the father-in-law. So we've got Ming's
right.
Paranormal. You know, Shadowhunters.
Yep.
We've done a bit with. Oh, sorry. We've done a bit with Ghost on Trent, but because of the distance and work
Yeah.
commitments and that, Shadowhunters gets more out with them than I
Right.
do. Much as I'd love to be able to be out with them a lot more. And Haunted Finders. So we do a lot with Haunted
Yeah.
Finders recently.
Definitely.
But
They will
again,
be up
it's down to
soon as
work
well.
commitments and
Yeah.
travelling as well. So
Yeah, that's my problem talking to Tom and Dave right now. It's just the coordinating times to talk to
yeah,
everybody. But
yeah.
listen, guys, please definitely check out Moxley's channel. It is I always say it wrong, but it's actually Moxley's Paranormal World, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's no
I've
Moxley
changed it a couple of
Paranormal.
times. I'm not changing it again now.
Right, okay. It's Moxley's Paranormal World, guys. So please check them out and watch the videos and things and catch up the same as me. Yeah, the Dream Team Nighthawk. That's
The
exactly
dream
what you
team.
all are. The Dream Team for sure. You all work amazing together, and I can't wait to see what you have all got coming up because the places that you have done in the last fortnight alone that I've been watching is brilliant. It's amazing. I love it.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah,
that's just the tip of the iceberg of
yeah,
places where we're going. So
definitely.
it's going to
And from
be it's going to be
guys.
a crazy road. To be fair.
Yep, yep. And the way that you bounce off each other and things as well, and also look after Amy, you know, Shadowhunters UK TV, because I mean, she has a girl in this field that,
Yep.
as we said, she's going to be making some girly paranormal equipment.
Unicorns. She's making a unicorn REM pod. She has to
Yeah,
do it.
definitely. And maybe one night we'll get a mixed panel with you all, guys, and we will talk about some of the crazy places that you have been to as a group. We could do a
Oh yeah,
mixed panel.
yeah, definitely. I'm up for that.
Definitely. I
Yeah,
would
count
love
me
to
in on
do
that one.
that with you. Yeah, definitely. And maybe try and get Tom and Dave on board as well. One or two of them, and have got a take on some of these places that you have all did together, because some of the footage that you have took, Shadowhunters has took, Haunted Finders has took, especially in that school, is amazing. So I would love to get you all under the one screen if you like and talk about that experience, if that would be okay with you all.
Yeah, we can make that
Yeah,
work. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
up for it.
okay,
I
definitely. Is there
suppose
any more
the others would be
questions,
up for it.
guys, before we have to end the live? Get some questions in for Moxley before we go. Ask him
Go on
anything
before
that
I have too
we've...
many more beers.
My fiance likes a couple of beers when he's worked hard all day to Moxley. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't you worry about it.
I've been
Every man
gardening
deserves
all day, so I'm
coming
relaxing
into
now.
work. Yep, everybody deserves it. Oh, thank you, Sharon. Definitely go back and watch. Yeah, thank you. Oh, you are amazing. Shadow Hunters UK, our Amy. Thank
She's
you. Well,
great.
thank
She
you,
is. She's
everybody,
great.
for coming. Definitely. Nighthawks as well. I will try and catch you for an interview as well, and we'll get to talk to you all and get your views on some of these locations. And I'd love to speak to you all, as I said, under the one screen.
What do you mean, Dan? What do you mean, Night Hawk? And they need more tea cut, you cheeky sod.
That's another thing. These are fully banter, and you've got to have a banter as well as seriousness.
Yeah, we always have a banter because having a banter it helps the mood.
Does,
Sometimes
doesn't
we'll
it?
go in a location, and we might not get anything at first,
Yeah.
so we just sit down and we have a bit of a banter and we just chill out. We don't even think of the paranormal, and sometimes it works,
Yeah.
sometimes it doesn't. But most times recently, it's been working.
Yeah. Well, see if you think about it. See the energy that you put out when you're
I
angry and
know you
want
are, mate.
spirits to do things. Like you're saying, make a noise, do this, do that. That's energy. So
Yeah,
use laughing and joking is energy as well. So who's to say that that positive energy doesn't help you connect to the
yeah.
good
I
spirits?
think I think
Things,
the
you
laughing
know?
and joking and messing around, between yourselves is a more positive energy than than
Definitely.
trying to make it like a performing monkey. Let's say,
Yeah.
can you
Uh-huh.
move this? That this
Yeah.
device I've got in my hand. Will you use this? But
Yeah.
you do have to be in these locations for a long
Yeah.
time for it to
Yeah.
build. We had
You've
time.
definitely got to make up a rapport with the spirits. Uh-huh. And they
Well,
feel because you are all family, like the Amy's got a wee boy and married and things, and that's a family. You've got your family and things. The spirits must sense that, and they are more likely to connect to you because they feel that loving
yeah.
energy.
Well,
Especially
that's
for
it.
the
Exactly.
yeah,
It's like you take us four. Just just say four, for instance.
yeah, of course,
And just say you were a spirit and we come in your space. At first, you might be a bit like, oh, reluctant, like, oh, what you's doing here.
yeah,
But when we start speaking, that's why I like to try and like be polite and just
uh-huh,
speak like I'm speaking to you now.
yeah.
Where some people they just go in and they're just like blah, blah,
I
asking
know.
questions. It's almost like you're walking down the street and you see a group of four people and say, hello, good afternoon, how are you? Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you. Oh, you walk down the road, you see a bunch of teenagers and they're flinging stuff and they're going, hey, you, what you looking at?
I
You're
know.
not going to talk to them, are you? You're going to cross the road and
I
walk
know.
away and just be like, don't want to know
Yeah, I
you.
definitely think the
So
spirits
it's the
know
same
you as far as
principle,
good.
really.
I mean, I would definitely, if I was a spirit and somebody came into my home and started telling me to turn my lights on and off and things, I honestly would throw something at them, and that's the truth. So you can't expect these spirits to put up with all the different things that people want them to do. They're either going to
Yeah,
sit there and be quiet because they know they're going to leave within half an hour to an hour if they do nothing, or they're going to just start throwing things at you, maybe
yeah,
scratching you, saying things
exactly.
that you don't like. Exactly. Uh-huh.
Well, honestly, um, I watched a BBC program. For anybody who's you might have seen it before, it's called Ghosts. It's a bit of a comedy thing. Go
Right.
give it a watch, right?
Right.
And the way that tells you because they're ghosts and stuff, and they're all from different
Uh-huh.
times in life, and then they have these paranormal groups coming in. Just watch it,
Oh,
and
I'm going to watch it. That'll be funny.
I think there's about 6 episodes, but when you watch it, it's a comedy. But when you think about it, you
Right.
think, hang on, you've got a bleeding point here.
So it's for the spirit's point of view.
Yeah, so
That'll
they're
be
the
fun.
spirits.
I need to
Yeah,
watch it.
and
Yeah,
it's
that'll be
really
fun.
good. It's one woman who can see all the spirits because one of them pushed her out the window, and she become a bit of a psychic, and now she can see these. But it's really really good. Amy will know. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
brilliant series.
Oh, we
Amy
need
will
that.
tell you as well. It's absolutely fantastic, right? But when you sit there and you're watching it and you think about it, it's like, you know what? You've got a good point. Where the paranormal investigators are going in and they're treating them like, are you
Yeah.
here? Make that light come off. Come up to this device. Make it go
Oh.
off. And the spirits are stood there and they're like, is he talking to us?
That'll be
Yeah.
funny. I can't wait to watch that. I think
But
that'll be
honestly, watch
hilarious.
it. In next time we speak,
I
let
need
us
to
know what
watch
you think. It's absolutely mint. But yeah,
that.
Amy's watched it as well. She's
Yeah.
watched it. I've watched it, so it's
I'd
really good.
love to think that the spirits are sat amongst us joining, and that would be funny. See if we could actually just take it for their point of view about what they actually they think about us going into these places. I bet they've got a few choice words to say.
Oh, I bet. But who's not to say you go into these places? And like when we go in and we hear the noises, we hear the knocks, we hear the talking. Who's to say us going into their home, it isn't reversed? So they're seeing and hearing
Yeah,
the same.
yeah.
They're not seeing us. They're just hearing us.
Uh-huh.
It could be that divide like that, and that's why sometimes they'll try and talk back. Sometimes they'll be like, "Oh no."
I know. See, that's interesting. See, that's where all the different realms could come in, like, because sometimes they might just hear us, other times they might hear us
Exactly.
and see us. So it'd be
Yeah.
interesting to see. We need to try and come up with invent a device that can tell if there's different realms there. That's the next thing somebody needs to invent, isn't it? To see if
Oh
there's
yeah.
different
That'd be
realms.
amazing. It'd be absolutely amazing if somebody come up with something like that.
Yeah, definitely. And just to see what different wavelengths help the spirits to come through and how
Yeah.
fast.
Elon
Amazing.
Musk, if you're watching this, get it
Yeah,
done.
that's your next task after the Johnny Depp trial.
After he's finished buying Twitter.
Well, that's it, isn't it? I heard that he's bought Twitter. Crazy.
Yeah, he has.
Oh, hello, brother Louis. As usual, we're just going off. I take it you've just finished work, Louis. They all come in for America at this time of night. Sorry, guys. Well, we did
No,
end the
welcome.
live, and it's been amazing talking to Moxley Paranormal. Honestly, I can't wait to get you all on screen and have a great big group discussion with you all about some of these amazing. After your stream tomorrow night, of course, to be watch this, guys.
Yeah.
We need to
Sorry, I'm
definitely.
just reading your chat here. Amy, I'd be haunted by the guy with no pants on. I just know it.
Well, they
You have
do
to
like
watch the series to
touching
get
your
it.
bum,
It's
Amy.
absolutely brilliant. That the
Yeah,
guy with the
the
pants
spirits.
with no pants is the Prime Minister. He's the old Prime Minister, so yeah, there's loads of
Poor
different
Amy,
parts.
she
It's
keeps getting her
fucking
bum
brilliant.
touched with the spirits.
She does recently. There's something about that.
Yeah. Well, everybody, before we do say we're Cheerios, I better get the technical stuff out the road. As always, Bold and Bonkers is sponsored by W the Energy Drink. If you would like to go check it out, Dakota has got a code somewhere on one of the channels. I'm quite sure he'll pop it up when this goes to podcast. Also, will you please check out Bold and Bonkers Network on YouTube, or check out the website boldandbonkers.com, where you will see where we stream to. There's 52 locations, I think, right now where we're streaming to. And of course, check out Parapost. The app is free. Please download it on Android or the iPhone store. It's an amazing app, guys. Honestly, I cannot praise the app up enough. It takes out all the pressure of places like Facebook and things, and it's just about the paranormal and supernatural. I actually advise everybody to download it, and it's free. So, can't say better than that. Thank you, Shadow Hunters. I've enjoyed talking to you all. I can't wait to get to know everybody in the group, though, so I can get to know you all and your different views on all these different locations. So
Well,
I think,
we definitely have to do a meet up then. A
yeah,
meet up would be even better. It'd be fun.
yeah.
So,
So I have to
oh,
come to Scotland. Amy already said she was coming to Scotland, so you have to come as well, Moxley, and we'll go
I'd
visit.
come to Scotland
Yeah,
tomorrow morning if I could.
yeah, for sure. And we'll either go and see some of the haunted jail, or we'll go to Edinburgh Castle and different things. And we'll do one big tour, and then we'll go to England and do the same down there.
Oh yeah. Well, I've got a couple of places in Livingston and Dedridge that I want to check out
Okay,
because that's where I lived. I used to live up there, so.
right, good. I definitely need to check
And
it.
I've been told about a couple of places in my birth town actually, Easterhouse. So there's a
All
couple.
right, up in
So yeah,
Glasgow.
yeah,
Right,
yeah.
good.
I was born in Glasgow. The hospital's gone now. There's only
Yeah,
the front of the hospital left. The
a
door,
lot
the door part. So yeah,
of.
I've been up there and visited that a couple of times.
Definitely
Yeah.
need to come up to Scotland then. I've always said to people that live abroad and things, if you've got Scottish heritage and you want to see where your ancestors or something were born, let me know and I'll go to the place and I'll do a video and give you the video so they can see where their local town was. and their heritage, if you like. I would love to do that for people because a lot of people
That's a
won't
good
get to
idea,
Scotland.
that.
Yeah, it would be really nice to do that for somebody, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Scotland's brilliant. Scotland is a brilliant place to go.
Yeah, I love England as
Still
well. Though Nottingham is my place to go. I can't wait to get back. I honestly love Nottingham.
Yeah, Scotland's better though.
Okay, we'll swap.
I would tomorrow. I would because
Yeah,
my dad and that,
definitely.
they all live up there, so they live in just outside of Coatbridge. So
Oh, but you're not far from me then. At Coatbridge is only 15 minutes for me.
okay.
It's only
Yeah,
15 minutes for me.
yeah. I used
Yeah.
to work in an asylum, an abandoned asylum, not too far from there as well. It's about 15 minutes in a car. Can't think which one it was.
Oh, was it Hart Hill?
It could be. I think it's been redone now, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's
Been
been
done up.
knocked.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
old, yeah, there's one part it been knocked down. All the old parts been knocked down, but the new part, the newer part, I think they kept some of that.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Because when I worked there, that was a good 12 years ago. So you could imagine it was the
right.
old building.
Yeah, it's
They used to
definitely
walk
very
in and they
old,
had the
and
big
it's very
skyline.
haunted.
Yeah, they had the skyline. They had the big grand staircase.
Yeah. Well, Birkwood, that's in my local town. That Birkwood, it was also a place like Hartwood, but it's in my local town, Birkwood Hospital, it was called. It's shut down now, of course, as well. I do a lot of
Yeah.
investigations down there. It's a crazy place. The
Mm.
spirits actually hug you down there.
Oh,
You
really?
can actually feel them hug you. Hmm.
See, that's
Yeah.
great.
Yep,
I,
you
I, I've
definitely
never
feel them
been
hug you.
hugged like that. I've been touched. I've been poked. I don't think they like me too much. I think they just like to get me out the way.
Hartwood,
But
that's
Amy,
right.
they seem to love Amy. They like poking her a lot and pushing her and
Yeah, yeah,
pinching
poor
off in
Amy,
certain
that's a wee
places.
shame. Poor Amy. Welcome, Stephen. You've all come in, guys, when we're just ending
You have to watch it from the
Sorry.
beginning now.
Yeah. You will have to rewind and watch it in the beginning or listen to it on the podcast. Okay, doke. It should be on podcast by tomorrow afternoon, I think. Yep, so okay, guys, we'll end it there. I will say goodbye for now, and tomorrow night I have got my crystals stream. We're talking about the crystals and the chakras, so if you would like to join me then, 9 o'clock as usual on my channel if you would like to join. But I will let Moxley say his last goodbyes and promote your live tomorrow night. Tell the people where to find you, Moxley, what time.
Well, if you want anybody who's new and doesn't know the channel already, if you head over to Moxley's Paranormal World tomorrow night at 8 p.m, we've got our first caves coming up on the channel, haunted caves with a lot of history. So head on over, hit that reminder button. Don't forget, if you are new, subscribe, obviously,
Definitely
and smash the
subscribe.
like. But yeah, I would be appreciated, and I'll see you all in the chat at 8 o'clock tomorrow night.
Yep, we will all be there, guys. I will be there as well. So come in and we'll
Thank
all
you all.
chat. Right, okay, guys. Thank yous for coming. And as always, please check out boldandbonkers.com and you'll find everywhere we go out in podcast. Okay, guys, blessed be, and I will catch you in the next tunes. Bye bye.